Hi, I'm Giselle Covey with MAC Cosmetics, and we're at the MAC store on the boardwalk in St. Martin. And we have Teresa here, our lovely model for the day. And we're gonna go ahead and MACify her because I believe some of you had some questions and concerns. So we're gonna go ahead and go step by step with each question, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to work it onto the face. So we're gonna go ahead and find out, how do you get barely there makeup, which is actually a really great question. I think whenever I think about either let's just say you're gonna go to the beach or you want something very, very natural, what we're gonna do is you first wanna moisturize the skin. One of my personal favorites is called the MAC Mineralized Charged Water Gel Cream. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of that. It's a really, really light moisturizer. I'm gonna go ahead and set it. So the reason why I'm doing this is because if the skin is well hydrated, when you apply the concealer or the foundation, it's going to look very, very natural. What we're going to do, I'm going to show you where we're going to place it. Okay. So I would do this, curl the lashes, maybe add some blush, and that would be the barely there makeup. Now that's extremely barely there makeup, but to make it a little bit more glamorous and a little bit more put together, I'm going to go ahead and add foundation to it. And I'm going to start in the center. And I'm going to work my way out.
You should have catch it.
And you want to do it as well. You want to focus and not add too much on the forehead. Usually the forehead is actually quite perfect. As far as color goes, she is really even on that area, so I don't need to add a lot of foundation there. What I want to do is focus on this area right here. Okay. So as you can see, it looks really, really natural. I'm going to add my Mineralized Skin Finish in dark. I'm just going to go ahead and add a bit of this contour here. Okay, so as you can see, she's got a really kind of even canvas again. Her skin is really smooth. Her cheekbones are kind of highlighted. From here we can either add a blush, add some mascara and some lipstick, and we would kind of call it a good to go. We're going to go ahead and follow up with the next question. So for the foundation to last longer, you definitely want to do that first step that I did, which was moisturize the skin properly and make sure that it really is hydrated. Because if the skin is not hydrated, what ends up happening when you put the foundation on is it almost kind of absorbs immediately and it gives you almost this texture. Sometimes it's unnecessary. So if the skin is moisturized, as you can see there, it goes on really evenly on the surface of the skin and it looks really, really smooth. And really throughout the day, with that foundation in particular, it's pretty good with the humidity, so you won't need to really touch it up. If anything, she might need a little bit of powder on the T-zone, but other than that, her skin will look pretty much like this. So again, you shouldn't have to retouch up your foundation. If you find that you do, you really need to also make sure that you're moisturizing it, but also when you're removing it at the end of the night, that you really take the time to wash your face and apply your moisturizer and all those steps. So a sun-kissed blush look. I think the darker the skin tone, sometimes what you can do is the blushes, instead of being more pink, you actually want them to be more on the peachier side. So you want colors like in this family, because on darker skin it's actually going to look a lot more pink. So I chose two different textures, a matte and a shine. One is called Peaches, the other one is called Spring Chic. The matte is great. I'm going to use this brush, it's called the 116. You can smile softly and just add it right on the apple of your eye. I'm going to add the shimmering one right on top of that. And it kind of gives it this really nice, beautiful gold look there. Whatever you have left over on the brush, you can slightly brush on the chin and a little bit on the forehead. Okay. So for the cat eyeliner look, that's actually a very big, great question. I'm going to use one of my favorite products to do eyeliner with. It's gel eyeliner. And the reason why I prefer gel is for two reasons. The humidity, and I think also when you're doing your makeup in the morning, you want it to last all day. This is the one product that you can definitely rely on. That won't go anywhere. It won't travel as far as time throughout the day or humidity. I'm going to use this brush. It's called the 266. It's an angled brush. And we're going to just flatten out the product there. So you can see it's there. And if you notice, it's going to be really easy to kind of get that line, okay? Start with, I like to start in the center, but you can really start anywhere. The starting point does not really matter. Okay, so a big trick is, we're going to start, do you see this area right in here? I'm going to go ahead and draw a little line right there. It's going to be my little beam. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw, it's almost like a little triangle. Okay. Now this is a lot more complicated in the sense of just, it takes a lot of practice to do it. But the reason why I wanted to show you the triangle effect is because if you do that, it's easier to get it even, and it's also easier for you to then later on just color it right in, and it creates that perfect line. So I'm going to use this called the Charge Water Cleanser. It's a really, really mild, soft cleanser. If you need to remove anything, you can kind of do it with this, like all of your makeup routines at the end of the night. Really nice, perfect. And there we go. So that's the cat eyeliner. Creating the smoky eye it's all about kind of, I like to put it, it's the classic smoky eye look, but we also want to focus on making it simple. So how do we do that? I'm going to go ahead and take this eyeliner look, and I'm going to apply this, it's called the Smolder Eye Color. It's a really creamy kind of pencil. Look up. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the inner rim of the eye, on the bottom. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to blend it right now. Starting really, really dark on the base of the lashes, and then we're going to almost make the color almost blended out. Go ahead and apply my liner. All of the eye. Doing the same thing on the other side. So there we kind of have a bit of a shape, which is what we want. The first one's called Mulch. It's kind of like a bronzy brown, and the other one's called Black Tie. I'm going to add Black Tie right onto here. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend it out. Right on the crease here. Right on top. I'm just going to blend it all out.
But before that, you're allowed. That's okay.
I think the shape of your eye, two things. Lashes is always something that kind of makes your eyes look a lot more open, a lot more wide, sexier. It's a great thing. However, I think what you want to keep in mind, not necessarily is the lashes in shape, because you can create that shape with the liner. The liner that we did on her when she had the mascara already kind of elongated her eyes and kind of gave her that really sexy, sultry eye. I chose 3 different types. And each of them, this one, when you put the full strip, really the easiest one to put is this one that's the end corner, because when you basically apply this just to the corner of your eyes, what's going to happen is it's really easy to apply. These ones are a little bit more challenging because it's an entire strip. But if you notice, this one might be just a little bit more dramatic because this is all one length, but this one is fuller. So really what you can do is if your eyes are a little bit more almond shaped, you can really use any kind. If your eyes are smaller, sometimes having a little bit of this one, because it's longer on the corner, will kind of elongate that eye. You want to first apply your mascara, and then at the end you put the lashes on. You want to bend it just so that when you basically apply it right on, it's going to be really easy. I like to fan it up just a tad bit so that it's a little bit more sticky, not so wet. Start in the center, that, and then I'm going to put my corners on. So just applying it like that, if you look at one eye compared to the other, it just kind of adds that extra little enhancement. You kind of make sure that, again, we're going to bend it. And then now this is as black as can be as well. Make the eyelashes even bigger. Okay. And at the very, very end, I like to curl. Brush one more time through. Okay. Okay, so basically to go ahead and finish off this look, we're going to go ahead and use, it's called Viva Glam 5. It's kind of like a pinky, brownie kind of color. And I'm going to use Boldly Bare Lip Liner just to kind of go with it. So what I'm going to do is lip line the entire, you want to make sure that you line the entire lip. And actually there, so a little bit prior, I'm going to just remove, make sure that there's no texture on them, so that when this goes on, it's really, really smooth. Everything. This is also going to help make sure that the color stays on all days. Kind of, it's kind of a long time. I would say a couple hours. Definitely. And this is a really good way to even out the skin color or the lip color. It's already got kind of like a really pretty shimmer to it. And I if it is, it almost makes the lips disappear. You don't necessarily want to go there because you have all this beautiful makeup on your eyes. You want your lips to also be part of the story. That's pretty much the end of the look. So we have smoky eye, a bit more of a nude lip, but you can kind of tell the story on both, right? On the eye soft. So